Our existence definitely has a purpose, which ultimately is to be happy, fully, naturally, 100%. And this is best achieved when you start giving. Kindness and consideration, one of the greatest gifts you can bestow upon others. It is said that nobody has ever become poor by giving, as for it is in giving that we receive. Here's a small story which best explains the circle of kindness. One day, a man saw an old lady stranded on the side of the road. She had a Mercedes with a flat tire. He approached her on his Pinto, which was still sputtering, and asked how could he help her. At first, she was scared. Nobody stopped by for hours, and the man looked poor, shabby, and worn out. The man understood her hesitance and said with a smile, "I'm here just to help you, ma'am. Get in your car, it would be warm in there. By the way, I'm Brian." He gets off his car to replace the flat tire. As he was tightening up the lug nuts, she rolled down the window and began to talk to him. Having imagined all the awful things that could have happened had he not stopped, she couldn't thank him enough for coming to her aid. She asked how much she owed him. Any amount would have been all right with her. Brian just smiled as he closed the trunk and said that this wasn't his job. This was a small help to someone in need, and God knows there were plenty who had given him a hand in the past. He just asked for a small favor, that next time if she sees someone who needed help, then give that person the assistance and think of him. He waited until she started her car and drove off. It had been a cold and depressing day for him, but he felt good as he headed for home, disappearing into the twilight. A few miles down the road, the lady saw a small cafe. She was starving and went in to grab a bite to eat. The waitress came over. She had the sweetest smile but a seriously infected leg. She was poor and couldn't afford a treatment. However, she never let the strain and pain change her attitude. The old lady understood her situation and then remembered Brian. After the lady finished her meal, she paid with a $100 bill. The waitress quickly went in to get change for her, but the old lady was gone by the time she was back. The waitress looked out for the lady and then notices something written on the napkin, along with $400 beneath. It was written, "You don't owe me anything. Please continue this chain of kindness." The waitress was overwhelmed and felt thankful to the lady. She knew how worried her husband was about the infection, so that night she softly tells him, "Don't worry, Brian, everything's gonna be alright." Well, a little consideration, a little thought for others makes all the difference, because the greatest and glorious masterpiece of humanity is living with kindness and consideration, as everything else is just existing. Thank you, friends, and have a nice day. If you like the video, please like, comment, share, and also subscribe if you haven't.